Imagine the battlefield is falling apart. Panic is spreading. The army is breaking. And the enemy is closing in on the most important man in history. The Prophet Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Most people are running away, but one person steps forward. She isn't looking for a place to hide. She isn't looking to flee. She steps directly between the enemy and the Prophet. She raises a sword, she plants her feet, and she becomes a human shield. History often forgets to tell you who was really holding the line. As the disbelievers of Mecca attacked, she stood like a rock. She blocked every strike. She met every charge. Her name was Nusaybah Bint Kaab radiyallahu anha, a believer, a mother, the first warrior woman of Islam. And this is her true story. Nusaybah Bint Kaab radiyallahu anha came from the Khazraj tribe in Medina, specifically from the Banu Najjar. These were the maternal relatives of the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. She was already a woman of strength before Islam arrived. She had been married twice. Her first husband was Zayd ibn Asim, and with him she had two sons, Habib and Abdullah. Her second husband was Ghaziyah ibn Amru, and with him she had a son, Tamim, and a daughter, Khawla. Her path to Islam started with the great teacher, Musab ibn Umair radiyallahu anhu. She wasn't just a follower, she was a leader. She was present at the second pledge of Aqaba. This was a historic night where 70 men pledged their allegiance to Islam. There were only 2 women present that night. Nusaybah was one of them. Even though the pledge of the men was enough for the whole household, Nusaybah radiyallahu anha wanted to do it herself. She came with her husband and her children. When she went to extend her hand to make the pledge, the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "I do not shake hands with women." So her pledge was accepted by her words, not by touch. When she went back to Medina, she didn't stay quiet. She immediately began calling other women to Islam. Her true test wasn't in Medina, it was on a mountain called Uhud. The year is 625. After the disbelievers of Mecca were humiliated at Badr, they returned with an army of 3,000 soldiers. They wanted revenge at Uhud.
Today, we will not spare them. We will take revenge of Badr.
The Muslims only had 1,000 men, and before the fight even started, Abdullah ibn Abi deserted the army with 300 men.
We will not fight today. We will desert them, Muslims. Let us go back.
The Muslim lines were weakening. On that day, Nusaybah Bint Kaab radiyallahu anha was there. She wasn't there to watch. She was there alongside other noble women like Fatima radiyallahu anha, Aisha radiyallahu anha, and Sulaim radiyallahu anha. Their job was vital, serving water and treating the wounded. Her entire family was on that field. Her husband, Ghaziyah ibn Amru radiyallahu anhu, her sons, Habib ibn Zayd radiyallahu anhu, and Abdullah ibn Zayd radiyallahu anhu. The Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam had a strict plan. He placed 50 archers on the mountain to protect the army's back. His order was clear: if you see us winning, do not leave. If you see us defeated, even if birds are eating our bodies, do not move until I command you. At first, the Muslims were winning. They pushed the enemy back. But then a mistake changed everything. The archers saw the enemy retreating and thought the battle was over. They left their post to collect the spoils of war. Khalid ibn al-Walid saw the opening. He attacked from behind the mountain. Victory turned into disaster instantly. The Muslim lines broke, and the enemy realized they had a clear path to the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This was the moment Nusaybah was born for. When Nusaybah Bint Kaab radiallahu anha saw the enemy charging at the Prophet, she didn't hesitate. She dropped her water skins, she dropped the bandages, she picked up a sword and tightened her armor. She threw herself directly between the attackers and the Prophet. She was striking, she was blocking, she was a wall that would not break. The Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam described this moment himself. He said, "When I looked to my right, I saw Nusaybah. When I looked to my left, I saw Nusaybah. Wherever I looked, I saw Nusaybah fighting to protect me." Later, she would tell people what she saw. She said, "I saw this happen, I saw that happen." While everyone else was in confusion, she was focused. At the most dangerous moment, only Nusaybah, her husband, and her 2 sons were the ones standing between the Prophet and death. The danger was extreme. Musab ibn Umair radiyallahu anhu looked very similar to the Prophet. He tried to distract the enemy, but Abdullah ibn Kuma struck him down, and he was martyred. A shout went out, "Muhammad has been killed." Confusion spread, but others shouted back, "No, he's alive. He is still fighting." Nusaybah Bint Kaab radiyallahu anha paid a heavy price that day. She suffered 13 wounds. One blow to her shoulder was so deep it would take a full year to heal. But despite the blood and the pain, she did not step back. She stood her ground until the fighting stopped. When the dust settled, the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam praised her skill. He said she was better than many others on that day. Looking at her wounded family, he said, "What a family! What a family!" Nusaybah radiallahu anha saw her chance. She asked the Prophet to make dua that her family would be his companions in Jannah, paradise. He prayed, "O Allah, make Nusaybah and her family my companions in paradise." When she heard this, she smiled through the pain. She said, "Now, whatever hardships come, whatever happens to me in this life, I no longer care." If you are inspired by this level of faith, make sure to like this video so we can share these stories with more people. Nusaybah radiallahu anha was brave, but she was also confident in her identity. She once asked, "O Rasulullah, men are mentioned often in the Quran, but women are not mentioned as much." Allah answered her question. The verse in Surah Al-Ahzab was revealed. Indeed, the Muslim men and the Muslim women, the believing men and the believing women. She showed that spiritual rank has no gender. She was also deeply pious. One day, the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam visited her house. She immediately brought him food. He told her, "You should eat as well." She replied, "O Rasulullah, I am fasting."
O Prophet of Allah, I am fasting.
He then taught her something beautiful. He said, "When people eat in the presence of a fasting person, the angels continue to make dua for that person until they finish." But her story didn't end at Uhud. Her greatest sacrifice was yet to come. Years later, a man named Musaylimah al-Kadhab, Musaylimah the Liar, claimed he was a prophet.
My name is Musaylimah. Go to Muhammad and tell him that Musaylimah is a prophet.
He sent a letter to the Rasulullah demanding to split the land. The Prophet didn't argue. He sent 2 envoys to deliver a message calling him a liar. One of those envoys was Habib ibn Zayd radiyallahu anhu, the son of Nusaybah. When Musaylimah received the letter, he turned to Habib. He asked, "Do you testify that Muhammad is the Rasulullah?" Habib said calmly, "Yes, I testify." Musaylimah asked again. Habib gave the same answer. Enraged, Musaylimah tied Habib up. He began to cut his body apart, piece by piece, while he was still alive. Habib did not break. He died a martyr. The second envoy broke under fear and agreed with the liar to save his life. When he returned to the Rasulullah, crying and shaking, the Prophet asked him, "Do you still believe Musaylimah is a prophet?" He said, "No." The Prophet asked, "And me?" He said, "You are the true Rasulullah."
I do not believe Musaylimah is a prophet. Muhammad is the true messenger of Allah.
The Prophet accepted his excuse. Now someone had to tell Nusaybah that her son had been tortured to death.
Nusaybah, the news is great.
Speak.
Hearts trembled for her, but her reaction wasn't weakness, it was pure strength. She simply said, "I prepared him for this moment."
I prepared him for this moment.
Then she raised her hands and prayed, "O Allah, grant me enough life to witness the death of this liar with my own eyes."
O Allah, grant me enough life to witness the death of this liar with my own eyes.
Allah answered her prayer. After the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam passed away, Abu Bakr al-Siddiq radiallahu anhu declared war on the false prophet Musaylimah. Nusaybah radiallahu anha was older now, but she geared up for battle one last time. She took her other son, Abdullah bin Zayd radiallahu anhu, with her. She fought at the Battle of Yammama, and then she saw it. Wahshi, the man who had once killed Hamza radiallahu anhu before becoming Muslim, threw his spear. It struck Musaylimah. The lie was ended. Her son was avenged. The truth was protected.
Alhamdulillah, the truth has won. Now my son has been avenged.
Nusaybah Bint Kaab radiallahu anha lived until the caliphate of Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anhu. She was laid to rest in Jannat al-Baqiyah. This isn't just a story about a brave woman. It is a story about faith that has no limits. She proved that when the call comes for Allah and His Messenger, you hold nothing back. Not your life, not your wealth, and not even your children. If you are inspired by this level of faith, subscribe and turn on notifications. May Allah unite us with them in paradise.